Hey everybody, what's going on? Buddy Blackford here with another Photoshop CS6 tutorial, and in this tutorial we're going to start talking about layers. And layers is one of the most important things in Photoshop, and it basically helps you organize your document and like set up things so that they interact with each other. So the different layers can interact with each other, and there's a bunch of different kinds of layers, so I'm going to go over those at some point too. So beginning from this tutorial, for a little while we're going to be just working with layers. So down here in the bottom right is the layers panel. Now if you don't have this panel, you should have it on at all times, and it should be like pretty much in every single one of your workspaces. If you don't have it, come up here to Window and then come down into the layers panel and make sure that is checked. And layers has a hotkey because everybody uses it, and the hotkey is F7. Now let's come over here into our layers panel and check out what the hell is going on. So we've got our different tabs here, so click on the layers tab to bring up the panel. So first here we've got our layer filter options. So we can filter out our layer by our kind, name, effect, mode, attribute, and color. And what you can do is just search. So if I want to search for a layer by name and I type in a rectangle, oops, basically it's going to bring up all the layers that have that name. Now if we can switch it off and on using this switch button right here. So that's how you can quickly organize or find something that you want to find. So let me delete this out. Oops, wrong button. So the next thing that we've got going on is blending modes. Now if I click on a layer, let's click on this layer right here because it's just a regular layer, this one. It's actually, the layer is this actual picture right here. And it has a bunch of different blending modes. These show how the layer is going to interact or blend with some of the other layers around it. We've got opacity values here, and that shows how transparent or opaque the layer is, and it's got a slider that you can just adjust. We've got our fill here, and the fill pretty much changes the opacity of the layer styles, and I'll go over that at some point with you. Now I'm going to go over some things and say some words that we haven't gone over yet, but just keep them in the back of your mind, and at some point we will go over different things like layer styles I haven't talked about, but just keep that in mind that the fill like does the opacity of the layer styles. Next to this we have our lock options, and you can lock the transparent pixels, you can lock image pixels, you can lock just the position, or you can lock everything. And that's what these buttons do. This area here below is where your different layers are going to be. So let's come down to the bottom here where we've got a bunch of different options also that you might not know what they are. So if you hold your mouse over any of these, at some point, well, I thought it was gonna show up, but at some point the name of this should show up. Yeah. So if you hold your mouse over it, it'll show you what the actual name of these are, and that way if you forget later on down the road after I tell you what they are, you can remember by just holding your mouse over. So the first one that we have is link layers, and basically you just hold the shift key or the control key to select two different layers, and then you click on the link layer button and it'll link the layers pretty much. So the next one over is the effects or the layer styles. So if you click this button, so let me have a layer selected. If I click this button, then it's going to show me the different layer styles that I can put on. So if I click on something like stroke, it's going to bring up my layer style options, and then I can adjust those and add that stuff to it if I wanted to. So there's a whole bunch of different layer styles that we can use. Let me cancel out of that. The next one that we have over is the layer mask. and you just click on that to pretty much apply a layer mask to the layer that you have selected. And if you click it a second time, you'll add a vector mask. So we'll go over those later on. Everything here we'll actually go over later on. The next one we have is the create a new adjustment layer, or you can also create a fill layer if you need it if you needed to. So what an adjustment layer does is everything that's below it gets affected by the adjustment layer, and usually you're doing overall changes, like maybe like you want to make all the images and everything in there darker or lighter or something to that effect. So the next one that we have is the create a new group, and this way if you have a few things selected or maybe just one thing selected and you click on this, it'll create a group for you. So I'm going to click on it, it's going to create me a group folder, and then I can start dragging things into it if I wanted to. So we might as well come over here to all the way to the right. This is the delete button, delete layer. So I can either click on it and delete something, or I can drag the layer down onto top of it and it'll delete it. And then of course the next one over, which is the little page here that I've gone over a few times, is the create a new layer button. So if I just click on that, it'll create a new blank layer for me with nothing in it, and then that way I can use that layer to add stuff to if I wanted to. And also don't forget about the layer options that we've got over here. So it's this arrow with a bunch of lines next to it, and we've got a bunch of different layer options. I'll have to go over some of these at some point. I'm just not going to go over them all at once because there's a whole bunch of them, and obviously some of them need special parameters before they are unlocked for you to be able to use. Now I just wanted to let you know you can also right click on your different layers to bring up more layer options for that layer. So we're already pretty much like 7 minutes in, so I'll go over the different layers in another tutorial. So I'm going to end this one, and thank you for watching this, and keep tuned for more tutorials about using the layers. And we're going to start working with layers. It's very important, and this is one of the most important parts of Photoshop. So thanks for watching. See you guys later.